Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Lori. It is really hot here, so you can tell I just hopped out the shower. It is like super humid, so yeah, so that's why I look like I just got out the shower, because I did. So you guys know I talk about the 5 journals. It's something that I recommend to all my clients. It's something that I practice for myself, and everybody goes into a panic and goes, oh my God, 5 journals. Listen, you've already tried it your way. You've already tried it all of these other ways. If it's not working for you, then you might want to go ahead and give this a try. If it is working for you, then fine. You don't have to do anything. But you got to also be willing to understand that when you ask for the tools, you don't get to pick and choose the tools that you like. There's tools that are effective. So I figured this series is meant to, these next 5 days are going to be meant to be watched back to back. Now, if you're watching it in real time, you'll just get it as they come. But if you're here like a week or 2 after this is up, try to come back to the first one, go all the way to the 5th one. There are more journals that I use. I have little journals around the house like I am dating the person who owns Staples. So I wanted to do a video per each journal so you can understand a little bit more about how I populate my journals, what your intention is when you're sitting in it. It should not feel like a job. Okay, it might in the beginning, I'm not even gonna lie to you, it might in the beginning just because you're not used to it, so you gotta make it a habit. But the first one is your gratitude journal. So I like to have a bunch of different journals that look pretty for different things. You can use spiral notebooks. It doesn't have to be anything specific. I like pretty things, and I have on my Patreon for the podcast, I think I'm gonna try to get some of my journals from the Shaman Market where I get it, and for some giveaways. So you guys might be having one of these of your own at some point if you win the Kahoot game. But yes, so this is important because your gratitude journal needs to be done 365 days a year, every day, 10 minutes minimum. So I set my timer on my phone. Put your phone away. Don't like clock watch. Don't try to do it by the clock. Don't go, okay, I'm gonna do my gratitude journaling. No, because then you're going to be distracted, okay? And listen, like I said, I can do well more than 10 minutes a day in the gratitude. I could do a half hour if I chose to. But, you know, I try to break it down so I know when to, like, where my cutoff is, because there's so many things in the world to be grateful for. And sometimes you need that reminder. And I'm going to, as you'll see, so just so you know what the 5 journals are, is your gratitude journal, your positive journal, your negative journal, your data dump journal, your mood journal. And we're going to go through each one of those. So that's why this is important to watch back to back. Now, also know what your weaknesses are. So I have an upstairs in my house where my bedroom is upstairs. Now, if I want to do, now my gratitude journal is great because I can carry that around pretty much anywhere. And I usually have a set place that I sit and do my gratitude. And when I go on vacation, I'll take it with me and I'll just do it wherever. But for the most part, I have a set place where I like to sit, have my coffee, do my gratitude, and it makes it pretty easy. I'll talk about that in a second. Know your weaknesses though. So like when we get to the negative journal, I know that I might dump in this negative journal 17 times a day. Like, I mean, literally, there's like, it's endless, right? So in knowing that, the important factor with that is if I know that I want to write something in my negative journal and I'm upstairs and my negative journal would be downstairs, I might procrastinate it or just blow it off like, ugh, it's no big deal. I'll just process it later. So I have little journals throughout my house. Upstairs, downstairs, because I know that I need to make it as easy for me as possible. I also like to carry things in my car. I like this size for that reason. So I like to carry things. I can put it underneath my seat. If I chose to, like, first of all, nobody's going to go through my things, but like, sometimes people like to keep it under their, the negative journal, gratitude journal, and the other ones don't really matter. But sometimes they like to keep it under their seat, or it's just a thing for them. So you got to know what's going to work for you and what's not going to work for you. And don't make it harder for you than it needs to be, because in the beginning, you're going to be resistant to this. So with my gratitude journal, like I said, you're going to do 10 minutes a day. I prefer it to be in the morning, okay? If for some reason you work at 3 o'clock in the morning, but here's the thing too, it's discipline. It's not what you feel like doing. It's the discipline to do the things that you don't want to do. Because if we're all waiting to feel like doing things, we're not going to do 90% of the things that we do in life. Right? So you do them, so you plan your 10 minutes, 15 minutes, make it your space, have your coffee, have your tea, whatever it is that you want to do, sit outside if it's nice. Make this a thing, okay? So with your gratitude journal, it is not about, I am just grateful for my family, I am grateful for my home, I'm great. Those are all great things, and there's amazing things, and write them down, like that's great. Don't make a task list. This is just things that you're grateful for. And I like to say, listen, hey, you know what? I'm grateful for, I'll show you. And I've said this before. I'm grateful for my fuzzy socks. Yes, it does have a penguin on it because I am ready for fall and I'm ready for snow. And it's 400 degrees outside. So yes, I am grateful for I literally have these on my feet. It doesn't matter how hot it is outside. I keep it nice, and the temperature in here is about like morgue status. So I kind of like that. So I like my feet to stay where they are. And I like them to be nice and cozy. But so I will write in here, oh my gosh, I am, and don't just do this project. Don't do any of these books and journals to do them, to check them off your task list. This is a big issue that you're going to run into. Stop doing things to check them off. Do it with the intention. Don't do this with the intention of feeling better. Don't do this with the intention of anything other than sitting in the present space and sending gratitude to the things that you're grateful for. My neighbor has a beautiful tree. I have a crepe myrtle. She has a crepe myrtle. Hers is a different color than mine. And where I sit, I can see it from my desk. So I can say, wow, I'm super grateful for that. And now you don't just say you're grateful for the tree. I'm going to give you a real life example of what I just recently wrote. Okay. I am grateful for the ability to see that tree with my vision, right? So listen to what I'm saying. I am grateful to see that tree because I have vision. I like to see it blow in the wind. I like to see the color of it. I like to see it change those colors. Do you see how that gratitude is? It's not a task list. It's not like I am grateful for the tree. So with my fuzzy socks, real-time example, okay? Okay, I am grateful that my feet feel so cozy that I'm able to stay grounded and safe because of these socks. You see what I'm saying? So when you're doing your gratitude, don't just, because now I'm gonna force you to be in that moment. Don't just say I'm grateful for the socks. Okay, well, all I did was just make a statement. I need to make that a feeling. You need to make your gratitude a feeling. And listen, you might be grateful for the same things every day, but you always want to add something new to it, right? Like, I am literally grateful that I got to take this great shower this morning. And the reason I'm happy I got to take this great shower this morning is because, and I know some of you know this, I always do a cold shower. The last 10 to 15 seconds. It doesn't matter if it's 10 degrees outside or 110 degrees outside. I always do a burst of ice cold. And it felt so good. And I took that time. So I said, I am grateful, literally in this, I am grateful that I was able to take this nice cold shower so I could just let the weight of the day and the weekend just go right down that drain. So when you're sitting in gratitude, why are you grateful for it? Right? And listen, it's great to be grateful for your family and your home and your job and all those things. I just don't want you to get caught up in thinking that that's the only thing that you can be grateful for, because there's so many things that are around you in this world to be grateful for. But you have to take the pause and then ask yourself why you're grateful for it. Now, good thing about that is you see that I'm not codependent on that. And that's actually, I'm doing a podcast on non-attachment and the benefits of non-attachment. So it'll be over here on YouTube too. But it's to force yourself. I'm going to try to think of something. Let's do this. Okay, we're going to do this just real time. Okay, so if literally, and I've been thankful for this before, but we're going to do this real time. You see, I just reached over and grabbed it, right? And I'm touching my book. All right, so this is my amethyst that someone gave me, right? And I know amethyst is just beautiful. It's a geode. It's awesome, right? You can see how gorgeous this is. So if I'm writing about this, if I was sitting there and just glanced over at it, I'd say, I am so grateful for this amethyst. And the reason I'm grateful for it is because amethyst brings me comfort. And so this is me thinking real time what I'm grateful for in this, right? Like I'm not even planning this. So I'm grateful for the dimensions of this. I'm grateful for the jagged edges of this, because very much that's pretty equivalent to, what is this equivalent to? It's equivalent to your life. It's equivalent to exactly how life goes. You're going to have ups, you're going to have downs, you're going to have jagged little edges, but look how beautiful it is. So I'm grateful for the reminder that the pain that I've gone through in my life is still beautiful today. It makes me who I am today. Do you see that? I just created that gratitude for you. So when you're sitting in gratitude, you want to be very mindful of what it is that you're grateful for and exactly why you're grateful for it. Just let it come natural. Every day, 365 days a year, I promise you the smallest things that you just take for granted are worth being grateful for. So you want to allow yourself, yes, I do have 3 crystal balls there. But yes, so you want to allow yourself to carve out that time. Now you understand the gratitude journal. Do not miss a day doing it. This is a great journal to come back to when you're feeling down, when you're feeling depressed, when you're not feeling in a great space, when you're just not having a good day, and you will have those days. So it'll give you the ability to still focus on things that you're grateful for, even when you feel like don't have anything to be grateful for. But that's important. So now you understand the gratitude journal. This is one of the 5 that I recommend that you carry cute little ones with you. So I hope that that's helpful. Start your gratitude.